Chiga Wilfred Rupert Regen. Presenting, APC for Abstract, Pictorial, and Concrete Concept in Mathematics. A very good day to you girls and boys. Today we are going to have our self-access learning by introducing to you an effective method on how to answer problem-solving question in examination. I advise you to prepare early for your UPDLP. Study hard and the best will surely be yours. Have you heard of APC? It stands for Abstract, Pictorial, and Concrete Method. Most of problem-solving question are in form of stories which gives you information in abstract mathematics concept. You need to be able to read the story and understand it and identify the key words and to convert them to mathematics operations, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Our first example will be money in the wallet. There are 10 ringgit in each wallet. How much money are there in 6 wallets? First information, one wallet has 10 ringgit in it. The information is in abstract mathematics concept. So, you need to draw it in pictorial. Draw one wallet with 10 ringgit in it to visualize the concept in pictorial. One wallet has 10 ringgit. You must think of 6 wallets. By now you should see there are 6 wallets with 10 ringgit each. 6 times 10 ringgit is equal to 60 ringgit altogether. You must be able to write the number sentence to put the mathematics operation as a concrete process. Good in mathematics means you can interpret the information into a complete equation. In this example, you see that the 10 ringgit are repeatedly counted 6 times, because there are 6 wallet. You must know that any number that repeated many times are the process of multiplication. Meaning, 6 times 10 will give you the product of 60. 6 times 10 ringgit equals 60 ringgits.
Example number 2, always start with abstract, pictorial, and concrete. Okay, so let's look at the question. There is 2.5 liters of milk in a jug. The milk is poured into 5 glasses. Find the volume of milk in each glass in milliliter. So that is the abstract form. We have read that one. You have to understand there is 2.5 liters of milk divided equally into 5 glasses. So what next to do? Okay, 2.5 liters, what we understood, 2.5 liters, it is divided into 5 glasses. So your answer must be in milliliters. So the next thing to do after we visualize, abstract, visualize. So the next step is to write in concrete form. So as a mathematician, in mathematics, we need to write it in number sentence. That is the concrete form of mathematics. Okay, so we look at the unit. The answer must be in milliliter. So the first step to do is liter to milliliter, meaning 1 liter equals 1000 milliliter. Okay, 1 liter equals 1000 milliliter. So 2.5 liters, we want to convert to milliliter, mean you have to multiply by 1000 milliliters. So you doesn't have to write it in standard form. You just move the decimal to the right 3 times. Okay, the decimal is here, 1 2 3. Okay, 3 times, so you have 2500 milliliters. Divide by 5, divide by 5. So it is 5 times table. Okay, we write it over here. 5 times how many? Equals 25. Okay, we take this number 25. So 5 times 5 equals 25. So we must be very fast in mathematics. You might write it down in standard method, but you can always do it this way to make it fast. So the 2 zeros, you just bring it up over here. So the answer is 500 milliliters. liters. Okay, pictorial mean the question. I mean abstract the question. Pictorial, you have to draw, and then concrete form is the number sentence. So finally, you get the answer 500 milliliters. Example number 3. Always follow the rules: abstract, pictorial, and concrete. Okay, so let's read the question. The table shows the number of different types of toothpaste produced in a factory. So for this one, you have to visualize what is in the table. Okay, so this is the table. This is the table. So what do you see in the table? There are four types of toothpaste. Okay, so the first one, as you see over here, is the mint. Over here, the mint, rose, orange, and other flavors. Okay, so you need to be very clear, and you have to know the numbers. Okay, we have the flavors, the type of toothpaste, but we have to know the numbers. The quantity mean numbers. Okay, so for the mint, this is the number. The rose, this one is the number. Orange, this one is the number. And for others, we have this number. And let's read what you need to do. Find the total number of toothpaste produced. Okay, so what is the keyword? Keyword is totals. Total, what you need to do for totals is very clearly totals mean you have to add all of those numbers. Have to add all those numbers. The mint, rose, orange, and other flavors. So how are you going to do your calculation? It's very simple. Okay, again we go to the table. Okay, this is how to visualize it. Go to the table. First we have to look at the mean flavor. Okay, so the mean flavor, what is the number? This one is fraction of, this one is fraction of million. Again, this one is fraction of million. You have to write it in whole number. Okay, let's do our first calculation. Our first calculation is to convert to 4 over 5 million to whole number. Okay, so some of your teachers might do it this way. You just multiply by 2, you will get 2 8 over 4 million. So again, you can always convert this one to decimal. This one is 810. 810 means 2.8 million. 2.8 million, but we need to convert it into a whole number. Okay, million, meaning if it is fraction of a million, we want to convert it to million, we just multiply by 1 million. But you doesn't have to write it in standard method. You just move the decimal to the right 6 times. 6 times mean million have 6 zeros. Okay, so we move 6 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So how many zeros you have? 6 zeros. Okay, so we write down 2,800,000 over here. Okay, so your handwriting must be very clear. Don't confuse your examiner. Okay, okay, so for the mean, we have got it. This one is the answer. Okay, how about rows? The rows is 4.25 million. The same thing, million mean you have to multiply by 1 million. When you see that one, it means you have to multiply by 1 million, but that is no problem. You just move the decimal 6 times according to the number of zeros. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 6. Okay, it is 4,250,000. Okay, so that is very simple, but what we are going to do, we are going to find the total. Okay, so how are you going to total? Total means you have to total up all those numbers. It's very simple. Over here, calculation number 2 is you have to calculate 2,800,000, and then we have to add the rose flavor always start from ones. Okay, start from ones. This one is 5, 2 and 4, meaning 4,250,000. How and then we have to add this number. Okay, always start from ones so that you won't jumble up your place value. Okay. Okay, again, how about the other flavors? We have to write the other flavors. 0, 5, 5, 8 and 9. Okay, so must be arranged accordingly to its own place value. Okay, so this one is a very simple addition. Okay, 0, 8 plus 5 is 13, you carry forward, 10, 15, carry forward over here, 1 plus 8 is 9. How about this one? 5, 10, 19, you carry forward, one is 9, 11, 11 and 14. 14, carry forward, 3 plus 4 is 7. So you get your answer 7,499,503. So that is your answer for the total number of toothpaste. Uh, Abstract, pictorial and concrete. This is the concrete method of mathematics. Again, the number sentence is the concrete for us mathematician. Okay, we look at question B. We need to be very fast in doing your exam. Find the difference between number of mean toothpaste, again the mean toothpaste and the rose toothpaste to produce, meaning you have to find the difference between mean and rose. Okay, so earlier we have you have convert the fraction of million to whole number, so we get this one. And then for this rows, the same thing, we have we calculate it earlier, 4,250,000. So we need to find the difference. What does different mean? Different means you have to subtract the rows and the flavor. Which one is bigger number? Okay, so be very careful with this one. Sometime my student get confused and then they write this one on the top. No, the bigger number must be always on the top. So your first calculation, this one is 4,250,000, and then you have to write the smaller number down here. Okay, so we have to subtract again. Okay, we have to subtract this number. 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0, and then 5 minus 0 is 5, 2 minus 8 cannot, we have to take from here. Okay, 12 minus 8 is 4, so 1 minus 2 is 1, so the difference is 1,450,000. Okay, one more thing I would like to remind you. For million, you always have this pattern: 1, 3, 3, 1 digit. This one 3 digit for 100,000, 3 digit for 100. Let's say we look at this number: 1,450,304. Always remember it is 1 digit, 3 digit and 3 digit. The pattern is 1, 3, 3. Always remember that. Don't write your number short. Let's say if over here you did not write any number, so if you leave your answer as 1,503,04, this one is not million, so this one is not million, so actually this one is 50, not 500. So if it is 100, you have to write 0, let's say 1,050,304. Do not make this part less. It must be 3 digit, 133. Okay, so that's how you double check your answer. Okay, class, boys and girls, Uh, this one is much tougher. This one is much challenging. So this is a hot kind of a question. It is high order thinking kind of a questions. But before that, let us read the question. Amina has a piece of square papers as shown in the diagram below. She then cut the paper in a round shape to make bookmarks. Every bookmark is 6 centimeter in diameter. Mean the bookmark is in round shape. Okay, so you have to figure out, you have to uh, visualize what happened. Okay, so this is the piece of paper, but then your answer must be calculate the number of bookmark that Amina could make. Calculate the number of bookmarks. This is what we're going to do. We need to how many bookmarks did Amina can produce. Okay, so this is the bookmarks. How many bookmarks? Okay, so let's say we look into the diameter as what is told us what was told us in the question is the diameter is 6 centimeter. Again, we know that the diameter is 6 centimeter, but if the diameter we bring it up here, it is 6, it is still 6 centimeter. Okay, again we have diameter, we bring it down here, it is still 6 centimeter. Remember that this one is 6 centimeter. Okay, 6 centimeter, and then we draw all of those diameters. So you need to realize, you need to see that actually this is a square, 6 centimeter, 6 centimeter. So this is the piece of paper that Aminah need to cut in order to produce the bookmark. So this is the bookmarks. So the length and the width. Okay, the length and the width. This is the initial form of the paper. How many bookmark can he produce? Okay, actually he can produce four bookmarks. Four, one, two, three, and four. You can always draw, but remember that mathematics is not about drawing. It is about mathematics. It is about a number sentence. It is about number. So the examiner want to see your calculation. So how are you going to calculate that? So as we know, earlier it is given that the length of this paper is 12 centimeter and the width also is 12 centimeter. So the thing that we can do is we can manipulate the numbers. Okay, so what do you see? It is the area. Okay, area area for A, the whole piece of paper is length time width, mean 12 centimeter multiplied by 12 centimeter. You have 144 centimeter square. Okay, but then if we reverse back, okay, so for this one, just for the small the small square. The small square just now is 6 centimeter. This one is 6 centimeter. Okay, let's calculate the area of B. Okay, so we consider this one as B. Area of B equals also the same thing, length time width. That is equal to 6 centimeter multiplied by 6 centimeter. It is 36 centimeter square. Okay, how are you going to know that how many bookmark he can produce? She could produce. Okay, so the best thing to do is to divide the area. Divide the area. Okay, so now A divide B is equal to 144 centimeter divide by 36 centimeter square. Okay, so let us list down our 36 timetables. 36 plus 36, it's equal to 72. This one is 1 time, this one is 2 times 32 plus 32. We have 808. This one is 4 times, I mean 3 times. Okay, 36. Okay, 8 plus 6 is 14, carry forward is 4, and then 1. This one is 4 times, meaning 36. 36 times 4 equals 144 centimeter square. So it is very clear that Amina can produce 4 pieces of bookmarks. So this is what the mathematician or the examiner want to see. It is in the form of calculation, not in the form of drawings. Finally, example number 5. Always start with abstract, pictorial, and concrete. This time, we doesn't have to do the pictorial. The pictorial is quite different way. Okay, what I would like to share with you is to make things easier. Okay, the slogan is make things easier. Okay, let us look at simple algebra. This is simple algebra. Okay, so in this question, it look very complicated. It is a very big number. And then how are you going to calculate the number here? How do you fill in the blank? How are you going to calculate this one? Okay, to make this number. Actually, this is very simple. You make a more, the more real number. Make it into a smaller number. Let's say 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So the number 2 is the one that we hide. We doesn't know number 2. How are you going to calculate number 2 with the number 5 and 3? It is very uh, clear that we can get number 2 by 5, this part, 5 minus 3, meaning this number. Okay, minus 3. Okay, so 5 minus 3, you get 2. So this is very simple. So what you do, this part, you just calculate in standard form. And then you have to write, always start from 1 so that you doesn't jumble up your place number, place value, I mean. And then you just subtract. Okay, this one is 5, this one is 3, this one is 9, this one is 5, this one is 5, this one is 0, this one is 3, this one is 2. So your answer that you need to put inside the blank is, it is very simple. It is 2,305,535. So that is your answer. It's very simple. Okay, let's look at another one, simple algebra, but this time it is about fraction. Okay, how are you going to find the number in the blank? 1 over 3 divided by what? What number? Equals 1 half. Okay, again, let's say 8 divided by 2 equals 4. But the number 2, we simply hide the number 2. How are you going to get number 2? Meaning 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So that is how you get your answer over here. So this is very clear. This number, meaning 1 over 3 divided by 1 over 2. Okay, this one is the number 4, this one is the number 8. This one. Okay, so let's do the calculation. Okay, let's do our calculation. How are you going to calculate? Okay, let us do it over here. Your first calculation, meaning 1 over 3 divide, we can simply write it this way, over 2. But is this possible? No. This is where we put the reciprocal, where your teacher say this one is the inverse, 2 over 1. Why do you multiply by 2 over 1? It is to cancel this one out. To cancel this one out. When you cancel this thing out, it become 1. Okay, but if you multiply by 1 over 2 over 1 down here, okay, so you have to multiply the same thing, 2 over 1 up here. Okay, so that is how you get the inverse fraction. That is how why the teacher your teacher told you that is inverse fraction. It actually this one is the reciprocal 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 over 1, and then you get number 1. So you doesn't have to bother anything about this part anymore. You just look into this part. Okay, 1 over 3 multiplied by 3 over 1. No, excuse me. Okay, this one is 2. Okay, so for this one it's very simple. You just the numerator you just multiply by the numerator with the numerator. The denominator you multiply with the denominator. So 1 times 2 equals 2, and then 3 times 1 equal 3. So your answer is 3 over 1. So you can write it down in the blank now. It is uh, 2 over 3. So that is how you do your working. Okay, so I hope I can help you this far. I have a lot to share with you, but I have a very limited time. So uh, thank you. I hope you enjoy your learning.